Hey though, what's happening? This is Apex, and you're now tuned into the Apex 3900 show. And what I want to talk about today is the black man image, not necessarily the black male image, even though the black male image and the black man image are kind of succinct, if you will. But I have some thoughts on my mind. And today, it's a 4 day weekend. You know, President's Day is on Monday, and throughout the events of on YouTube through the past week, and I was going around running errands today, doing what I'm doing, and certain thoughts came to mind about the black male image. You know, about the black man image. Excuse me. And I remember a text or a direct message conversation that I had with my brother in my hometown brother, uh, Turf Orca, before I came into the military, before I joined. And he said a few things to me. Now, quick aside, if you're familiar with Kansas City, when you see the term when you see somebody use the term orca, that has a certain that resonates with Kansas Cityans. It's a very unique term that people from my particular city use. So when you hear somebody refer to themselves as an orca, that means something, that resonates. And it resonated with me. And I remember when I seen that brother 3, 4, 5 years ago in the chat, and I'm looking and I see Turf Orca. I'm like, what? Turf Orca? I'm like, is he from the town? And I, added him, orange highlighted him in the chat, and he was like, yeah, I'm from Kansas City. And I observed the manner in which he conducted himself in the chat. Now, he never hopped on the panels, you know what I'm saying? He never hopped on panels and got into the shit, but he would do his two-step in the chat, and he conducted himself with a manner of grace, that being Turf Orca. He conducted himself with a manner of grace. I like to call it being a fly gangster. You know what I'm saying? And when I spoke with this brother, when I spoke with Turf Orca before I went off and got shipped off to basic, he was telling me, he was saying, yo, Benjamin, you represent the town. You better rep it right. Now, that's not what he said verbatim, but essentially that's what he said in so many words. He was like, listen, nigga, you repping the town, you better rep it right. And I took that to heart because I understood then, just like I understand now, because I'm at my first duty station now. I'm like, what, almost a year in at my first duty station. And, when I walk around my first duty station, I'm repping the town heavy. You know what I mean? I'm rocking KC Royals fitteds, Kansas City Chiefs hats. If I wear a backpack, I got the Kansas City Royals patch on it with the state of Missouri flag patch on it. You know what I mean? Like, I'm representing my shit heavy. And that means something, because when I put that shit on, when I put that particular regalia on my person, I need to be mindful of my conduct. Because let's say Turf Orca, right, or somebody else from my town comes to this particular state or this particular city that I'm close by, that my duty station is close by, right? And they put on a Kansas City Royals hat, or they put on a Kansas City Chiefs hat, or they have some sort of paraphernalia on their person that signifies that they are from Kansas City, right? If I don't conduct myself in a graceful, fly gangster manner, and I conduct myself like back home we call them suckers. Out in California, in Northern California they refer to them as suckers, but in Southern California they refer to them as busters, or if you're on the 55th side of the street, they refer to them as custers, right? So if I was to conduct myself in a custer, buster, or sucker type of manner, that would leave a lasting impression on the person whom I interacted with on some sucker shit, or whom observed me on some sucker shit. Then when Turf Orca comes to town, him coming to town is completely disparate, completely separate from me, and he regales himself with the insignias of my particular city. That same person may see him, see the insignia, and say, "Oh, that nigga on some sucker shit too. He on some custer shit too. He on some buster shit too." So it's important for me to rep the brand. Rep the brand. We have a new platoon leader in my particular platoon in my company, right? Latino brother, right? And he said something, and he's been saying something since he, became our leader. He's been saying something. He's been beating the drum on this. We wear our name tape over our right pectoral, on our right chest, right? U.S. Army is on our left. Our last name, D'Souza, is on our right, right? And he always says, listen, he always points to his name tape and says, this is your brand. Your name tape is your brand. When you're out and you have the U.S. Army uniform on, you represent the organization. You represent the company. You know what I'm saying? And your last name is your particular stake in said company. U.S. Army. Now I'm kind of adding on to what he said as I'm speaking right now, but the U.S. Army is the umbrella company, right? And your last name is a branch on that particular overarching company. You need to represent both of those right. And more importantly, just on a personal tip, you need to represent your last name right. You need to rep that shit right. So I'm glad. Shout out to that brother Turf Orca, man. I wish I could see him in the chats. I'm friends with him on particular other social media outlets, and I got his number locked into my phone. I gotta hit that brother up, man, and let him know. Hopefully, he subbed to my channel and he'll see this and comment and whatnot and throw up some emojis and shit. I need to reach out to that brother because that was some good shit. That really solidified in my mind how to carry myself and conduct myself. You know what I'm saying? Because people say things come in threes. They say good things come in threes. They say bad things come in threes. Life come in threes. Death come in threes. And quick aside, I made a video several years ago saying Benjamin comes in threes. Because I would ask brothers on panels 3 questions to see where they were in a particular argument. But anyway, just to get back on some city shit real quick, shout out to Turf Orca in the particular neighborhood that he's from. I'm not going to say the neighborhood that he's from. He knows where he's from, and I know where he's from. And I knew where he's from before he told me exactly where he was from, just on the account of the Orca shit, right? There's a particular rapper in my city. This is an older rapper, like in his 40s. This nigga is a quadruple OG. This nigga still cranking out music to this day. His shit still slaps. I go on iTunes and buy his new shit. And this rapper's name is Rich the Factor. Rich the Factor. He been doing this shit since the late 90s, mid to late 90s. I remember the first album, the first Rich the Factor album I bought was 8.8 pounds. Now the cover, it had like some notebooks and shit and some protractors and all that other shit. Like you can Google the shit. 8.8 pounds, right? But throughout the arc of his career, his progression, especially when he was like in the early mid 2000s, was more up tempo. I'm not gonna say up tempo, but it was more turned up. You know what I'm saying? He projected his voice more on records 20 years ago. Now he's on some fly gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? Like when you listen to his recent music as he has gotten older, he samples like older R&B, older blues. You know, he's got this one record where he sampled the Gap Band. You know what I mean? Like he's on some fly gangster shit. And I spoke about certain rappers like Nas, for instance, and how Nas's career arc and his creative arc, how Nas has aged gracefully and transitioned gracefully into an elder statesman, and how Nas now makes music that you can listen to it at a tuxedo party. You know what I mean? Like Nas is on some fly gangster shit. You know what I'm saying? The shit is gangster, but it's refined. So it's fly gangster. You know what I'm saying? Or refined gangster. You know what? I'm gonna say refined gangster. I'm not gonna say fly gangster. I'm gonna say refined gangster. You know what I mean? And that's how I view Rich the Factor's music. His music over the past 3, 4, 5 years is refined gangster. You know what I'm saying? He you know, it's like wine that's been sitting in a cherry oak barrel for several years. You know what I'm saying? And me being from the town, I've been all around my city, bro. I put my motherfucking Timbs on every block in my city. From First Street down by the river, First Street, Missouri Street, down north, all the way down to 140th, down by Cloverleaf. You feel me? From the Blue Ridge Mall on the far east side, all the way out to Village West. You feel me? I done put my motherfucking Timbs down in my city. I mean, not just ride by that shit. I mean, actually hop out and walk around that bitch. You know what I mean? And I ran, you know, I crossed paths with Rich the Factor on several occasions. And this nigga is city famous. Not only is he city famous, but he is low-key regional famous. Just quick aside, I was in Nebraska. I spent, you know, a few months in Nebraska. I want to say back in 2019. And I was at my cousin's house. And his brother-in-law, a younger gentleman, came through. And we sitting up there playing 2K and shit. And he putting on some music and shit. And he started slapping some Rich the Factor. And I looked at him. I turned my head. I was like, what you know about some Rich? And he kind of just smiled and just nodded his head and shit. You know what I'm saying? I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. You know, Omaha and Kansas City is I-29 drive away. It's 2 hours away. Omaha, you know, the home of Malcolm X and all that. There ain't nothing but 2 hours away from fucking Kansas City. So I was like, okay, all right. But But yeah, and low key, he's nationally famous. Just not he's regionally famous. Nationally, motherfuckers know who he is. You know what I'm saying? And I seen him around town throughout, the course of my adult life. And every time I seen him, right? Now this man has a reputation. He has a reputation of being a being a gangster and being on some gangster shit. But every time I seen him, whether it was at what's the name of that? Grand Slams. I seen him at Grand Slams down on 8th Street, right? For those who know what I'm talking about. Cross paths with him at Grand Slams on 8th Street, right? Cross paths with him on that BP on 23rd and Van Brunt. You know, if you know what I'm talking about, when you get off on Van Brunt, if you on I-70 and you get off on Van Brunt, there's a McDonald's right there at that intersection, and there's a fucking BP right next to it. He was coming out of this little ass hood BP at like 2 o'clock in the morning with like 2 Red Bulls. And I'm walking in, and I walk past him, I look at him, I'm like, is that who I think it is? But anyway, seen him, seen him at the Parallel Light in his fucking Porsche. You know what I'm saying? Probably seen him several more times, but that's not the point. The point is, every time I seen him, his reputation being what it was, being the refined gangster that he is, he never came off as how you say, insisting upon himself. You know what I mean? Like, he never went over the top to prove to people that he was gangster. You knew he was gangster. So he didn't have to act extra tough. It's kind of like, juxtapose him to that rapper from New York that just got pinched on some. Oh shit! Hold on, phone drop. I juxtapose Rich the Factor's behavior and his conduct and how he carries himself to that rapper from New York that just got pinched on some federal charges. That brother named Casanova. Now, if you're familiar with Casanova is very vivacious. Is that the word I'm looking for? Vivacious, boisterous. He's extra. Just to put it simple and plain, this nigga Casanova is extra. This nigga is, quote unquote, the stereotypical hypermasculinity personified. Persona non grata. Like, if there was a picture in the dictionary for the term hypermasculinity, it would, you would see that nigga Casanova. Like, he is so over the top, he's damn near cartoonish. You know what I'm saying? Kind of like a particular YouTuber here on YouTube that goes by the name of Angry Man. He's so fucking animated, so fucking over the top. It's like, nigga, you can't be serious. You're trying so hard to convince me that and convince other people around you that you are what you're trying to convince us that you are. You know what I mean? And Rich the Factor is the complete opposite. He already knows what he is. And he's aware that his reputation precedes him. So he can, with, pretty good accuracy, assume that you already are abreast of his particular reputation. So you already know what type of time he on. Therefore, he ain't got to be on some extra super thug shit. You know what I'm saying? He ain't got to be on no extra shit. When motherfuckers already know what you thinking, man. And Rich, that's a line from Rich the Factor. He said, niggas know what I'm thinking. Niggas know what I'm thinking. They already know what I'm thinking. I walk in the spot, and that's now, I carry myself with, an element of refined gangsterism. Motherfuckers already know what I'm thinking. Even when I'm in the AO on this military installation, they know what I'm thinking. I ain't gotta act like a super thug, super tough guy, man. You already know what I'm thinking. You are the way I carry myself, the way if you approach me and have a conversation with me, the manner in which I talk to you, the manner in which I project my voice, and the manner in which I make eye contact, nonverbal cues, verbal cues, and all that other shit, the manner in which I talk to you, you already know what I'm on. So you can have a 10-second conversation with me and come to the conclusion that, yeah, if I try this nigga, he gonna do that there. He gonna, you know what I'm saying? If I try this nigga, he's gonna turn up. He's gonna turn this savage up. And you are absolutely correct. You would be correct in assuming so. Yes. The manner in which I carry myself, and this ties into the video that I'm going to make called "Being Wise as a Serpent, but as Harmless as a Dove." You know what? I might not even make that video. I might just use that and just parse that particular concept out over many of videos. But I'll go ahead and go into a little bit of it right here. Like, when you see a dove is beautiful, right? It's a white dove. It's beautiful. It's graceful. But if you approach said dove, it can fly away to where you can't harm it. You get what I'm saying? The dove is beautiful and what have you, but if you approach it to try to grab it with your hand, it's going to fly away on you. It's going to elude you. And it's, you know what I mean? But at the same time, you have to be as wise as a serpent, Now, a serpent may also be beautiful. It may also be graceful, but it can't fly away. It's, as a matter of fact, it's low. It's so low that it's on the ground. It moves on the ground. It very rarely gets off of the ground. But if you bother it, it's not gonna fly away. It's not gonna scurry away. It's gonna fucking bite you. It's gonna bite you, and it's going to inject potent venom into you. You get what I'm saying? So you have to be as harmless as a dove to be, evasive and graceful, but as wise as a serpent, because, certain serpents, like the rattlesnake, right? When you are walking through a particular region of the United States, namely the Southwest, Arizona, Texas, let's just so happen, let's just say you're walking through that particular desert in the Southwest, and you start to hear a rattle. Your eyes and your rapt attention is going to immediately go towards the direction in which you're hearing that rattling coming from. And once you identify the entity that is making that rattling noise, which is going to be a rattlesnake, you're going to give that motherfucker a wide breath. You understand? At least I know I am. You're not going to catch me like that joke on TikTok. What kind of snake is this? That bit a little poisonous. Is it poisonous? Yeah, that motherfucker's poisonous. You don't see them jaws on that motherfucker? That motherfucker got some fat ass jaws with that poison that, and got them goddamn fangs hanging out there. What do you think? Hell yeah, that bitch poisonous. That bitch a little poisonous. Is it poisonous? Right. Shit crazy. But yeah, like you have to be that wise, you know. And also as wise as a serpent. And this kind of coincides with my poisonous tree frog analogy. But you'll have certain species of snakes that have similar color patterns. You'll have a non-poisonous snake that has a similar color pattern to a poisonous snake. And I believe Game Changer 00100 made this analogy when he was talking about his time in the Boy Scouts or whatever, where it was a particular snake that was red, black, and yellow that was poisonous. Then the non-poisonous snake was like black, red, and yellow, or something to that effect. But you get what I'm saying. You can, Google the fucking color pattern of this particular species or these particular species of snakes that I'm talking about, and you'll see what I'm talking about. So to be wise sometimes means that even if you're not poisonous, you still have to carry yourself in a manner in which you project an air of potential danger. You know what I'm saying? Even if you're not like that, you still have to be deceptive in a manner in which you convey to motherfuckers and make them think that you dangerous. You know what I'm saying? Now, me personally, I'm dangerous. I'm fucking dangerous. Please don't try me. It's a reason why I don't show my face. It's not because I'm scared of you motherfuckers. It's because I don't want none of you stupid ass niggas here on YouTube to run across me in real life and try me. Because if you do, that shit going up. It's going to the goddamn stratosphere. You know what I'm saying? But for brothers, and sometimes I might not even be in the mood to turn my savage up on somebody. But I might give off an air of venom when I'm at this, but at this particular moment I'm not venomous. You know what I'm saying? You get what I'm saying? Even though I'm venomous at this particular current moment, I'm not venomous. But I want him to think that I am venomous, just to keep this motherfucker away from me, because just because I'm a warrior don't mean I have to fight every fucking battle. You know what I mean? Like, you know how exhausting that is to go out every fucking day and to address and check every fucking body who slights me. You know how exhausting that is? Like on my day to day, do you know how much petty shit I just let go and I don't even address? I might look at the motherfucker real quick and be like, man, you a buster ass nigga for saying that shit or doing that shit. And just going about my day. Like, just recently, just literally like 30 minutes ago, I'm sitting outside my room at the barracks, right? This Custer ass black dude, right? Now this is a Oreo ass nigga. He's a black dude. I can tell he grew up solely in the suburbs. Now, I went to school in the suburbs in middle school and a portion of my high school, but I'm not a fucking Oreo ass nigga. From K through 6, nigga, I was in the fucking trenches in the hood. You get what I'm saying? Like, I went from the hood to the suburbs. This nigga is a nigga that was out in the suburbs from like second grade through perpetuity of his formative schooling years. But I'm out outside of my room, got my chair sitting outside my room, got my little portable speaker, and I'm playing my music. Matter of fact, I was playing Rich the Factor. I'm on my refined gangster shit. Have my glass of wine in my hand, chilling. Now, I've seen this nigga in passing from time to time. You know, on my comings and goings out through the bees and shit. He walks by. Now, now these particular barracks are like an outdoor entry. You know what I mean? Like you know how you have certain apartments where you walk into the door and you're inside the building, and then you go inside your apartment from the inside of your building. Then you have other apartments where you're on the outside, and then you enter into your domicile from the outside. My shit is the latter, right? But anyway, so it's like an open air kind of whatever. So he walks by me, right? And he says something under his breath. Now I can't make out what he says, but I know it was some sucker shit. You know what I'm saying? He's one of these sucker ass niggas that's white on the inside, that hates a brother with a modicum of how you say, refined gangster about him. You know what I'm saying? He's one of those, shout out to RBR, white supremacists in blackface. You know, for lack of a better term. I wouldn't necessarily say white supremacist in blackface, but he is white identified. I would say that. Yeah, he is white identified. And he had no reason to mumble some little bullshit under his breath. You know what I mean? Like when I pass motherfuckers, I don't mumble some shit under my breath to try to make them second guess themselves, or to try to quasi piss them off, or to try to quasi intimidate them, because I got better shit to do. You know? I got better shit to do. That's some beta shit, man. That shit betas do. Beta ass niggas do that shit, man. I'm not like that. Like my attention, my focus is on something greater. So if you're lesser than me, I don't even need to address you. If you're lesser than me, I don't need to mumble some bullshit under my breath and make you think, oh, this nigga's mumble something under his breath about me when I walk past you. I don't need to do that shit, because that's some sucker shit. That's Custer. That's Custer. And matter of fact, speaking of Custers and Custer beta shit, shout out to that nigga Smooth. I was on Jessica X's panel a couple days ago, and I need to review that. I need to review that. Really do. And she was talking about what she was talking about. She was talking about the current situation, the Tommy Sotomayor and the fucking Gap Tooth Thizot situation. I ain't gonna say her name. That bitch is, she's so dumb. And Jessica X's recent broad podcast of it was so dumb. Oh yeah, I would like to thank Jessica X because she shouted me out. She gave me a shout out and really helped me, promote my shit. So I do have to thank her. I'm gonna go ahead and her most recent podcast when she was reviewing Tommy Sotomayor situation, I'm gonna go ahead and put that in the first pinned comment below. But anyway, the particular broadcast of that Jessica X did, I come in the chat as usual, right? Throw my emojis up, let niggas know I'm in the building. I be in a lot of places sometimes, and I don't throw my emojis up, so niggas don't even know I'm just listening from the clouds. But when I want to let my presence known, I'll throw my emojis up in the motherfucking chat. And here this bitch ass nigga Smooth. This old. Now I talk slow. I can talk slow. You know what I'm saying? Like if it's late and I've been up all day and I'm kind of tired and shit, I'll get to talking slow. You know what I mean? Or if I've had a few drinks in me and shit, had a few glasses of wine, or a few shots of that hen do, or a couple brews in me and shit, I get to slurring my speech. and talking slow. But this nigga, oh my God, this nigga is damn near, um, how you say, this nigga damn near on goddamn short bus status. Like this nigga is. So you mean to tell me that now see, Jess, this is what I mean when I say that, you know, the black woman, you see, it's like, God damn, nigga. Oh shit. Drop my phone. Give me a second. Give me a second. All right, there we go. But anyway, I throw my emojis up and hear this bitch ass nigga go, hey, it's Benjamin D'Souza. You still on that body game? It's like, nigga, that was how many years ago, nigga? How many years ago? Like, and even then, you ain't even justified in fucking trying to clown me for the shit that I said. But how long ago was that? Like, nigga, that was what, 2018? 2019? Like, I was driving trucks then. I joined the Army. 2020. I went into basic training in August of 2020. It is now, what, February of 2022. And you bringing up some shit that I would that I said or may have said, and you're trying to, you know, you're twisting the shit on top of that I said back in 2018, 2019. Like, nigga, how lame is you? You I got your ass, nigga. I can't stand no beta, but that's that beta shit. That's that beta shit. Niggas love to play I got you and be on that beta fucking shit, man. And I'm not that nigga to be like, oh, this nigga's beta or I'm alpha. This nigga's beta. He's an alpha. He's beta. I'm alpha. He's beta. I'm not that guy, but I do have to call it what it is, man. If there was ever a beta characteristic, that nigga definitely displayed that shit. You know what I'm saying? And it was because I hopped in the chat, said something to Jess, right? And when she opened up the panel, you know, and he saw it, so he trying to, you know, in typical beta fashion, try to take little pot shots at the motherfucker, at a refined gangster, you know, trying to throw rocks at the throne and shit on some petty shit. Like, that shit is juvenile. And I ain't even respond to it, man. I ain't even respond to it. Like, if this was like maybe 4 or 5 years ago, I might have went back and forth in a tete-a-tete with him in the chat. But I'm at a point now, you know, that I'm on some refined gangster shit. I'm on some refined like, my gangster is refined. 4 or 5 years ago, I would have hit him up. I would have got the set tripping with him in the chat. But now it's like, nigga, I done put in so much work. I done did so much. Nigga, I ain't got to prove to you. I ain't got shit to prove to you. You already know what I'm thinking. You already know what I'm on. You already know. I ain't got to prove shit to you, G. And we got a couple of these buster ass niggas that done got on that beta shit with me. You know, trying to take little beta pot shots at me back in the day. And you know what? I'm going to go ahead and say names. Like that bitch ass nigga Zero Hate. I'll never forget. I'll never forget my first interaction with him. Hopped on a panel, tried to have a conversation with him. He made some statements. I got his attention. It was like, hey, can I have a word with you? Can I ask you some questions? And he goes, say, oh, well, what do you want, troll? I'm like, bro, I'm not a troll. Don't call me that. Please respect me. I'm trying to be respectful to you. Well, what do you want, troll? You know what I'm saying? And then me and this bitch ass nigga had a tay over, doing the ensuing months and whatnot. But that's some weak ass shit, man. That's some weak beta shit. Like, if you don't know a nigga and you have to be overly aggressive to him or be overly antagonistic to him for no justifiable reason, that points to insecurities on your part. On your part. You know what I'm saying? And I just came to the consensus that there's something about me that made this bitch ass nigga Zero Hate insecure about himself. You know what I'm saying? And I challenged this nigga to a fucking boxing match. Like, nigga, I got family members in St. Paul. You know what I'm saying? I've been in the Twin City. All them goddamn highways y'all motherfuckers got, all them highways and them freeways and shit that y'all got. You know what I'm saying? I've been to the Cabela's on the northwest side of the loop of Minneapolis. You know what I'm saying? I've been to your city, bruh. It's I-35, bruh. It ain't nothing but what, a 7-8 hour drive from my city. I can be there. And then this how you find out niggas is beta, cause when he kept on negging me and shit, and I finally challenged him. Now he want to be the overly righteous, like, oh, I'm above all that. No, nigga, you not above all that, cause you wasn't above fucking with me in the first place. You was fucking with me in the first place. Now that I'm saying, all right, I see your fuckery and I raise you a fist fight. Now that I raise you a fist fight, now you above that. You wasn't above the initial fuck shit that you was on, but now you above this fist fight that I'm raising you. Okay, yeah, you a bitch ass nigga. And it's still up for that nigga. It's still up for that nigga. It is. You know what I'm saying? When I go to the Twin Cities and I'm out with my folks, I'm gonna keep my ears peeled. I'm gonna keep my ears peeled for a nigga that sound like you. And if I see you in public, I'm going to approach you. And I'm going to ask you, sir, are you Zero Hate? And then we'll see what goes from there. You know what I'm saying? But just know that. Just know that. If you just so happen to be listening, sir, just know that. It's a small world. Small world. I-35. But, that was some beta shit. And similarly, and I'm going to say another name too, for another bitch ass nigga. Another beta, baby back bitch ass nigga. This nigga Ty City. This nigga Ty City did the same shit. I'm doing my 1-2 on a panel, and then this nigga feel the need to, how can I put this? Let me see if I can find a more concise way to put this. Okay. I said that I would do something for a particular person that I'm dealing with that he took, he saw differently, that he was against, right? So I hop on a panel, we're talking about another subject, then he brings up that prior subject that I just was speaking about. It's like, nigga, first of all, we not even talking about this. But he tries, like black people, he tried to play gotcha with me. And this is what and I'm not even gonna say black people, niggers, niggers, niggas love to play gotcha, bruh. Niggas love to play gotcha, and he tried to play gotcha with me and tried to discredit me in this particular conversation by playing gotcha with something that I said in another conversation prior to that, and then tried to weaponize what I said weeks prior to that, weaponize that and bludgeon me with it on some that's some beta shit. And just like that nigga Zero Hate, I challenged this nigga to a fist fight. He ain't want to. He ain't want none of them problems. He ain't want that. He's what, in Dallas? I think that's I-30. Matter of fact, that is I-35. What do you know? What do you know? I can take I-35 South, be in your motherfucking city, Thai City. Or I can take I-35 North and be in your city. Zero Hate. Now one of them niggas would have did it. And I'd have paid. I'd have paid to put hands on them niggas. I'd have paid them niggas to let me put these goddamn mitts on their ass. But they didn't want it. Beta. Beta. Niggas gotta be over the top with it and provoke motherfuckers. But now I'm at a point, bro, I'm on my refined gangster shit, man. I'm on my refined gangster shit. Like, them niggas know what I'm thinking. They know what type of time I'm on. And I know that they know. I know that they know what's up with me. So even if I cross paths with these bitch ass niggas again, you know what I'm saying? Hey, and if you know, if they jump stupid or get out of pocket, I can just laugh this shit off at this point. You know what I'm saying? Like how Rich the Factor move around Kansas City when he come around, you know, them little petty penny any ass gritters and shit who try to take little shots at him in public. He can laugh at them niggas cause, you know, he's totally bossed up in the city, and them niggas aspire to be in his position. Or they aspire to have the attributes that he has. It's like, nigga, you want to have the attributes that I got, but you can't have them, nigga, because it ain't in you, nigga. It ain't even on you, to be real with you. But yeah, man, I'm like I said, I'm rambling at this point. I mean, where am I at? Goddamn, 48 minutes. Yes, this shit is way too long, bruh. But yeah, though, man, I'm on my refined gangster shit, man. You know, I'm harmless as a dove, but wise as a serpent. You feel me? But yeah, this is Apex. Thick Gizzle, man. Get up on that.